Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. So today we're actually having thunderstorm, rainstorm out there. So yeah, it got a little bit colder, like rapidly. All right, so um, I'm here to read the Course Miracles lesson, and before I go read the next one, for today I'm about to read and to get a real quick review work about the yesterday's lesson, right? Yeah, maybe you can even hear the thunderstorm. Maybe not. Okay, so uh, lesson 166, that was for yesterday, yeah? It said, I am entrusted with the gifts of God. So you already have everything that you want that is within you, right? You already are entrusted with the gifts of God, who is your Father, who is taking care of you, right? Who takes care of you all the time, even if you forget about that, right? Even if you don't believe that He takes care of you, it doesn't matter, right? Yeah, and that was the idea for yesterday. So for you again to be able to give forgiveness, happiness, delight, yeah, or even to see something good, yeah, in everyone around you and in everything around you. So um, you should be having everything that you are given, right? You cannot give what you do not have, right? That's why you actually remember about your higher self source that gives you everything that you want, like love, yeah, um, safety, yeah, health, healing, wealth, happiness, joy. So everything that you want to have, yeah, of course, inner peace, yeah. So everything that you want to have, you should have it first, yeah, to be able to give it, right? So that's why you are actually connected. You are always connected to your source. You are never disconnected. You are never separated from your source, right? It's like the example I brought up yeah, the other day. Like, your mind is like a big house, yeah, a mansion, and there are a lot of shelves in it, right? And all the shelves are filled with everything that you want to, right? Happiness, wealth, yeah, blessings, all kind of blessings, yeah, healing, health, wealth, yeah, happiness, joy, and so on. That, and the more you give, the more you receive, right? It's working like that, yeah. Ego teaches you that if you give something that you have, yeah, you no longer have it. That's what ego believes, yeah, and it tries to make you believe in it, right? But actually, the more you give from your shelves, yeah, the more blessings you give, the more blessings you receive, yeah. Giving and receiving are one. That's why that lesson that I've been reading before, so yeah, like that's actually connected, yeah, to this one. So for me, even to be able to give all the gifts I have, yeah, so I need to admit that I have those gifts, right? How can I give something if I don't even know that I have it, right? So that's the yesterday's lesson was like the uh, admission, yeah. So I admit that I have gifts of God, yeah. That's why I give them away. All right, so now I'm going to read lesson number 167. It says, there is one life, and that I share with God. There is no other life, yeah? You have only one that you have with God, that you share with God, right? There are not different kinds of life, for life is like the truth. It does not have degrees. It is the one condition in which all that God created share. Like all his thoughts, it has no opposite. There is no death because what God created shares his life. There is no death because an opposite to God does not exist. That's why everything you see with your physical eye is not real, because it does not exist, right? There is no death because the Father and the Son are one. In this world, there appears to be a state that is life's opposite. You call it death. We were talking about fear of death, right? Yet we have learned that the idea of death takes many forms, right? It is the one idea which underlies all feelings that are not supremely happy. It is the alarm to which you give response of any kind that is not perfect joy. All sorrow, loss, anxiety, and suffering and pain, even a little sigh of weariness, a slight discomfort, or the merest frown, acknowledge death, right? And thus deny you live. You think that death is of the body, yet it is but an idea irrelevant to what is seen as physical. A thought is in the mind. It can be then applied as mind directs it, but its origin is where it must be changed, if change occurs. Ideas leave not their source. The emphasis this course has placed on that idea is due to its centrality in our attempts to change your mind about yourself. We're changing our mind. Yeah, we are not changing ourselves. We are changing our mind about ourselves, right? So, it is the reason you can heal, right? It is the cause of healing. It is why you cannot die. Its truth established you as one with God. Death is the thought that you are separate from your Creator. Can you imagine? Death is the thought that you are separate from your Creator. Again, everything is just a thought. Guilt is just a thought. Yeah? Fear is just a thought. Yeah? And even this universe, yeah, this body is just a thought. Yeah? It's a belief in some thought that you took like the truth, right? That's what it is. And death is also just a thought, yeah, you believe in. And again, this thought is about separation. But you know there is no separation, right? You are never separated from your Creator, from your source, right? It is to believe conditions change, emotions alternate because of causes you cannot control. You did not make, and you can never change. It is the fixed belief ideas can leave their source and take on qualities the source does not contain, becoming different from their own origin, apart from it in kind as well as distance, time, and form. I'm gonna read this again. It is the fixed belief ideas can leave their source, right? And take on qualities the source does not contain. Because everything that you believe, yeah, like all those fixed beliefs, yeah, they can leave their source and take on qualities the source does not contain, becoming different from their own origin apart from it in kind as well as distance, time, and form. Death cannot come from life. Ideas remain united to their source. They can extend all that their source contains. In that they can go far beyond themselves, but they cannot give birth to what was never given them. As they are made, so will their making be. As they were born, so will they then give birth, and where they come from, there will they return. The mind can think it sleeps, but that is all. It cannot change what is its waking state. It cannot make a body nor abide within a body. What is alien to the mind does not exist because it has no source, right? What is alien to the mind does not exist because it has no source. That's why, yeah, Holy Spirit's ideas cannot leave their source, but because it has source, right? For mind creates all things that are and cannot give them attributes it lacks, nor change its own eternal mindful state. It cannot make the physical. What seems to die is but the sign of mind asleep. Right. So the opposite of life can only be another form of life. As such, it can be reconciled with that created it, with what created it, because it is not opposite in truth. Its form may change, it may appear to be what it is not, yet mind is mind, awake or sleeping. It is not its opposite in anything created, nor in what it seems to make when it believes it sleeps. God creates only mind awake. He does not sleep, and his creations cannot share what he gives not, nor make conditions which he does not share with them. It's an interesting idea, actually. You cannot share what God does not have, yeah, what God does not share, yeah, what God does not give, yeah. So all these, yeah, sorrows and suffering happen in this world, seemingly happen in this world, yeah. You cannot share it because God does not give it, right? You only can share what God gives, right? All right, so the thought of death is not the opposite to thoughts of life. I'm gonna read this once more time, okay? God creates only mind awake, he does not sleep, and his creations cannot share what he gives not, nor make conditions which he does not share with them. The thought of death is not the opposite to thoughts of life. The thought of death is not the opposite to thoughts of life. Forever unopposed by opposites of any kind, the thoughts of God remain forever changeless, with the power to extend forever changelessly, but yet within themselves, for they are everywhere. What seems to be the opposite of life is merely sleeping. When the mind elects to be what it is not and to assume an alien power which it does not have, a foreign state it cannot enter, or a false condition not within its source, it merely seems to go to sleep a while. It dreams of time, an interval in which what seems to happen never has occurred. The changes wrought are substanceless. The changes wrought are substanceless, and all events are nowhere. And all events are nowhere. When the mind awakes, it but continues as it always was. When the mind awakes, it but continues as it always was. It's like a game. When you stopped the game, yeah, and when you return to that game, you just start from that point, yeah. Uh, yeah, that's how it works, yeah. And here's the question: do you remember yourself being a little child? Yeah. Do you remember yourself? What age do you remember yourself from? Yeah. And like, what about that time when you don't remember yourself? What about that time? It's like you were unconscious or what? I was always having this question. It's like you just start this game, yeah, this game from this certain point, right? When the last time you stopped playing this game, yeah. So that was the exact one when you started again, right? At least it feels like that. Anyway, right? Okay, let us today be children of the truth and not deny our holy heritage. Our life is not as we imagine it. Who changes life because he shuts his eyes or makes himself what he is not because he sleeps and sees in dreams an opposite to what he is? We will not ask for death in any form today, nor will we let imagined opposites to life abide even an instant where the thought of life eternal has been said by God Himself. His holy home we strive to keep today as He established it and wills it be forever and forever. He is Lord of what we think today, and in His thoughts, which have no opposite, we understand there is one life and that we share with Him, with all creation, with their thoughts as well, whom He created in a unity of life that cannot separate in death and leave the source of life from where it came. We share one life because we have one source, a source from which perfection comes to us, remaining always in the holy minds which He created perfect. As we were, so are we now and will forever be. A sleeping mind must waken as it sees its own perfection mirroring the Lord of life so perfectly it fades into what is reflected there. And now it is no more a mere reflection, it becomes the thing reflected and the light which makes reflection possible. No vision now is needed, for the awakened mind is one that knows its source, itself, its wholeness. I just had this thought like, you cannot sleep forever, right? Eventually, you're gonna wake up, right? And this idea is actually being applicable to mind sleeping, right? Okay, so, and again, the ego part, yeah, the low self, yeah, of your mind part, yeah, that part of your mind is actually sleeping, right? And the highest self part, yeah, it's actually where the Holy Spirit is, right? And Holy Spirit is healing, yeah, your mind from unconscious guilt. Actually, guilt is just a thought. We remember about that, right? It's like he withdrawing, yeah, Holy Spirit is withdrawing ego thoughts, yeah, ego beliefs, and he gives his thoughts, his beliefs, right? That's how he heals the mind, right? And yeah, mind that is being healed is awakened, right? Mind that is being healed cannot be slept. Yeah, I mean sleeping. Yeah, in a sleeping mode. So that's the idea for today. I'm gonna read this again once more time. There is one life, and that I share with God, right? Um, to me, it says that I always remember to like first thing in the morning to put Holy Spirit in charge, yeah, remembering that I'm not making any decisions by myself, yeah. Holy Spirit is in charge and He is making decisions for me. He is in charge, right? I put Him in charge, yeah. I have no idea who is I, yeah. It's the decision making mind, yeah, probably, who makes these decisions, yeah. I just know that I'm doing this and I am in total trust, yes. So these ideas actually help you to practice it, right? And when you are like, when you remember, when you constantly remember that you are never separate from your source, yeah, that you are never disconnected from your source, you are always connected to your source. You just remember about that, right? Even if you forget about that for some moment, so it doesn't matter, yeah, it's okay. You just forgive yourself for that, yeah, and you like, oh, I remember again. It's like, it looks like a meditation, right? It's like you just notice the thought, yeah, and you let it go, or you just forgot that you were meditating, yeah, and your mind just got wandering around again, yeah, and it's okay. You just, oh, you catch yourself again. Oh, my mind is wandering, and now I remember what I'm doing. That's what actually we remember who we truly are, yeah. Okay, that's the idea for today. You probably may try to practice this along the day, yeah, and you just remember that you are constantly connected to your source, yeah. Your source is God, yeah, your Father, who takes care of you, who directs you, who loves you, and yeah, and that's why you trust Him, yeah. He earned your trust, right? Again, that's the idea for today. Thank you for watching if you are, and have a great day, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.